Okay, I thought North Carolina did a really good job of just staying with their plan. They wore us down a little bit in the second half, and I told the team at halftime two things. Number one, they couldn't have more than 10 offensive rebounds for the game. We couldn't have more than 15 turnovers, and we kept them at 10, even though they got some timely ones back to kind of get the lead when we had gotten it close there in the second half. And then I said, but we had 20 turnovers, and they were good at capitalizing, off our turnovers. I thought Baycoat was really good inside. He was patient. We were doing a good job of digging in there and playing off the other big, but he was good, and he was 8 for 10, I think, from the game. And I thought Love made some really timely shots when they needed it. And so credit to North Carolina. I messed up the game in the end of the first half. We should have had a 6-point lead or a 5-point lead at halftime. We should have fouled coming up. I didn't know we were not in a bonus yet. And also I could have called a timeout. So that's on me. And I told the team that. I thought we got tremendous performances from Davion and Zay. I thought they played outstanding. We made 13 threes. That's awfully good. 38% from three, 82 from the line, but we were challenged around the basket, the twos weren't coming very easy, and then just giving up, way too many points, off turnovers. And so it's a 40-minute game, and I feel for my players because they battle and they try hard and they're hurting. But I've told them this. I think good things happen when you keep playing hard and reward the game the way it should be rewarded. And I believe that good things are around the corner for this team as long as we keep together and keep fighting. Questions?
Steve, North Carolina, they were going to try to go inside. They were going to try to do that early. I guess just what did you see from the guys trying to take on those challenges, and you try to force some uncomfortable shots down there for them?
I thought they did a great job of keeping those guys. What we tried to do was keep a body between them and the basket, make them score over us, and we were really just blocking out the other big before the shot even went up, quite honestly. And we were laying – when they went to the high post, we were laying way off in the lane. There was no in between. I think a lot of times you either go out there and you pressure that guy at the high post or you just lay off of him and dare him to make some shots. And I thought for the most part, that worked really well for us. Kept us around the basket. They got some. They got 10, but what are they? They're averaging an astronomical amount. Points off second chance points. This says we had 18, they had 9. And so we won that battle, but the turnovers were just hard to overcome.
Steve, how do you quantify the turnovers? What do you attribute the problem tonight with handling the ball?
Well, I think it's just lack of confidence in playing against pressure. That there's going to be you're not going to play North Carolina or Duke and just play a pretty pass game. It's got to be beat them off the dribble and then make the right play. And sometimes that's a play for yourself. A lot of times it's drive, kick, swing it, make the open shot. And we just, we got some guys that just don't handle pressure very well. And that's a problem.
Was it just me, or in the second half, did you kind of change the offense in a way and allow Davion to go more isolation instead of playing your normal kind of, motion offense?
We had to, Les. They're not going to let you just, like I said, they're not going to let you catch and reverse it. They will once you break them down. But you got to break them down first, and that's what Davion was doing. He was getting in there and then kicking it out, and then we could swing it and move it, and then make the right, and maybe throw it inside. Odie struggled a little bit tonight from the field. I think maybe we didn't get it to him enough, but he's 2 for 6. And some of that too, they got really good. They got big guys. And they can guard him one-on-one. And so, but Davion did a really good job of getting inside their defense and then making the right play, sometimes for himself, and a lot of times for others. We're putting a lot on Davion. He's having to go get it, handle it against the full court pressure. I know they're going to run and jump you. That's what they're famous for. They'll come double the ball. And when we handled it, we got wide open shots. And then when we didn't, we turned it over. But really, truthfully, it should just be there should be 3 outlets in a throw over. You hit one guy, you reverse it, and you make a wide open shot. And there was just times we struggled with that.
2 quick things, Coach. We saw usually after games you did a little wave rather than walk up and talk as close as you and Coach Williams were. Mm-hmm. What exactly did he communicate to you after the game?
I mean, he's just, what a person with great sportsmanship does after a win. He come over to encourage me and our team to continue to keep fighting, and he knows how hard we're playing. And he's old school, man. He's a good person, and a lot of that's between me and him. But but on the outside, he's just saying what I would say. If we win or when we win, is that, hey, great job. You're doing a great job with your team, and keep fighting, and, just mutual respect. And, I appreciate it. It doesn't make the loss feel any better, but, I appreciate the sportsmanship on his part.
Roy actually followed. He opened his press conference today mentioning that you guys have had pretty much tight games every single one. And he wanted to point out how great of a job he felt you were doing. Coming from him, what does that mean to you?
Well, it means a lot. I mean, it would be from any of my peers in the league. I think there's great coaches in this league, and obviously, he's a Hall of Famer. And so it feels good, but it doesn't feel good to lose. And I don't want to be the most liked guy in the league because we're losing. It's not what I want to be here for. And but I appreciate it. But I feel for my team. I feel I got to do more to help them. I got to coach them better. They can't play much harder. They're playing hard, man. And they're trying to do what we ask them to do. Sometimes we don't play that way, but for the most part they are. And I've got to find a better way. I got to find another extra something to help them win a game.
Steve, what's it going to take for Jacoby and Carter to get some more confidence with the ball?
I don't know. I mean, for Carter, he hasn't had any practices, so I'm not surprised. The physicality of the head, they doubled him. He's never been doubled by a 6'10" guy before, probably, and that's just experience. Jacoby's played in the league. That's on him. He's got to figure it out, and he's got to play with confidence. And the crazy thing about it is, I give our players unbelievable amount of confidence, and he's got to play. And he's talented, and he's got ability, but I can't do it for him. And he's got to play, and he's got to make quick decisions. That's the thing about pressure, is you have to be able to beat it, and then you have to make quick decisions quickly. And right now he's not doing that.
Steve, I noticed your 2 guys that scored 27 tonight, Davion and Isaiah, came off the court together kind of arm in arm. Do they have a bond kind of together that's been built?
Yeah, I think Zay's the leader of this team. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And I think Davion is the hardest playing player on the team, and he's the biggest competitor. And so I think those things go hand in hand. And Davion's a leader more by example than vocally. And I think Zay leads with not only how he plays, but vocally. So it's a pretty good combination. I'm proud. I'm proud of all of them. I'm not here to say that those 2 guys were playing hero ball out there. They were just playing, and they were taking what the defense gave them. And Zay stepped up, and he made 7 threes. Last week he couldn't have made 7 threes in the gym by himself. And now he's making them at North Carolina. But that's confidence. That's confidence in himself, and that's me having confidence in him. And I tell him that all the time. Shoot to make. Don't shoot to miss. Shoot to make, baby. And don't look at me. Just keep playing. And, occasionally we take some bad shots. I'll tell you about it. But for the most part, that's just confidence on his part. And I like the way those 2 guys play. That it? Okay. Thank you. All right.
Yep.
Isaiah, I guess first off, just kind of take us through that second half and what kind of really got flowing for you in the offense to give you the looks that you got and the threes that you were able to make.
My teammates we ran offense well, like moved without the ball, swung the ball. I mean, I got hot. I started hitting open shots. I think that takes credit to getting in the gym with Coach Chill. Like, he's probably one of the greatest shooters in the ACC of all time in history. So I've been really in the gym with him, just working on my footwork, taking time, slowing down, and make sure I'm reading the game. And, my teammates got me the ball, and I was hitting shots, and I just continue to keep doing that. And I'm going to continue to just give it my all every single game.
I know we talked to you, I think it was last week, you were saying you were going to have the confidence in your three-pointer. But in a game like this, I guess what are coaches and the staff saying to you as far as, maybe trying to keep getting you that ball, or are they even saying anything to you at all and just kind of letting you do what you do?
They're telling me keep shooting, like giving me all the confidence. I'm getting all the confidence in the world from Coach Forbes down to even GC and the trainers. They're telling me to continue to just be confident in my shot and in my game. Like, don't get passive. Be aggressive the whole time and play off you. Like, if you're hitting shots, if somebody closes out hard, I can drive it and kick it to one of my teammates. But they just told me to stay confident and keep shooting. So it was good.
It's Josh Graham. Coach Forbes called you one of the leaders, the leader of this team. The last 5 or 6 games, when you fight back and the result isn't the way you want it to be, how do you keep bringing the team up to have the same effort in hopes that you might get a different result the next time out?
You just continue to tell them how close we are. Like, every single game that we played, and you can attest, everybody can attest, like, we probably had one of the toughest schedules coming out first 5 ACC games, talking about 4 or 5 ranked teams back to back to back. No other team in ACC probably has played that schedule. So, and you're talking about we're in these games close, and we're literally plays away from making this turnaround. And I think the whole team sees it. I think the coaching staff sees it. And I think probably a lot of people that watch these games see that we're a couple plays away, a little box out, a turnover, a loose ball away from being that team that can turn the corner. And I think once we turn that corner, I feel like it's the ship's going to sail and we won't stop winning. We're going to continue to keep winning and winning. So encouraging guys to stay positive, stay in the gym, and also help guys who, might not have the best game to say, it's your time's going to come. Just stay hungry and stay ready because, this season's long. Talking about we got 14, 15 games left. It's a long season, so we got to keep grinding.
Isaiah, I noticed you and Davion kind of walking off the court arm in arm. What were y'all saying to each other as you're coming off together?
We're just saying we got to keep leading these guys. Like, Coach looks at me as one of the veteran guys being the most experienced in the ACC, and Davion has been with Coach Forbes for 3 years. He looks to us to be the leader of this team. So we just told each other, like, we got to push these guys every day in practice, no matter how hard we're hurting, no matter how much we're hurting, no matter, what's going through our mind. Like, we have to make sure that we get these guys at the same level that we are, playing hard and giving it every single day in practice and in the game. So we're stepping out to be the leaders of the team, and I think coach and the coach staff and the team looks to us at the same way. So we got to continue to just keep playing hard and working hard, and the results will show from 1 through 15.
Isaiah, there's some pressure on Davion as the primary ball handler on this team. How much do you guys see that during the game, and how much do you try to kind of help him bring the ball up the court, especially when Carolina's pressuring you for about 3/4 or 94 feet?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we trust Davion with the ball a lot, and I think a lot of the guys are stepping up to become primary ball handlers as well. We have to help him and relieve him with that pressure because now we're going to get deep into the season where people are going to scout us. They're going to try to take the ball out of Davion's hands. So we have to now start to prepare our minds and ourselves to be able to have somebody who can, dribble the ball and relieve that pressure off Davion so he can still, be able to play at the level he's playing now. So, me working on my ball handling, guys like Ish, Jalen, the wings, being able to work on our ball handling to maybe initiate offense from the wing. So we're going to continue to do that in practice. On our off days when we have time to get in the gym, we're going to work on our ball handling and make sure that when it gets into that grind of the season, when the scout gets a little bit tougher and the scout is in more detail for us, we're going to be able to help him with that ball handling when it comes time.
Thanks, man.
We'll wrap up tonight with Davion. Go ahead with questions whenever you're ready.
Any idea what the first couple of minutes of your call with your brother is going to be like after this one when you drop 27?
I actually just talked to him, but he was proud of me. You know what I'm saying? They got the win though, so he got bragging rights for a little bit. But I told him this game was a little bit personal, and I try to go out there and play a little bit harder than I ever have before. So, but I mean, they got the win, which is most important. But we had a good talk. He was proud of me, so it made me a little happy.
But there was never a point where he started rooting for you and rooted for the comeback?
Yeah, definitely. He was definitely still like, you know what I'm saying, he hoped I still play well. But at the end of the day, he wanted them to get the win, you know what I'm saying, just for bragging rights in the Williamson household.
Sorry, go ahead, Connor.
Sure, it felt pretty good to hit the three at the end of the first half in front of Carolina's bench. Looked like you had a little more rhythm to your jumper tonight. Did it feel like that was about the best you've shot it so far this season?
It definitely felt good. I think I've been shooting it well in practice the past few days. I've been getting up extra shots after practice as well, before and after practice. So I feel like I was in a pretty good rhythm today.
Davion, it looked like early, either you were kind of getting something that was saying, hey, I can kind of be aggressive with the ball and drive in. What were you seeing that kind of opened that up for you and let you be so aggressive in that first half?
Well, I just want to give a shout out to Coach Wood. He really had a great game plan offensively for how we were going to attack the bigs off ball screens. I think he had a really good game plan for us because we knew that the step-ups would be good for us tonight. So we tried to implement that in our offensive line. I just had to do what I had to do and be aggressive off of them.
We've kind of said this to you before, just kind of the amount of minutes you're playing. But as far as just the amount of responsibility you have handling the ball for this team, and how do you deal with that?
Like I said, it's just at the end of the day, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to help my team win, whether that's handling the ball, whether that's not handling the ball, whether that's being the one, being the two, whatever I have to do to help my team win, that's what I'm going to do. And having taken the responsibility to be the primary ball handler, if I need to do that, then that's what I'm going to do at the end of the day.
A couple things, Davion. One, your confidence level just seems to be growing game after game after game. Have you settled in now and are you as confident as you ever been, being at this ACC level? And then I guess the second question is, what was the walk off the court with Zay like? Because it looked like you guys were kind of like arm in arm as you walked off.
Definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, when I first committed to Wake Forest, I knew it was going to be a challenge playing in the ACC, playing against the best college basketball. I feel like this is one of the top conferences in America. So, but at the end of the day, I'm always going to bet on myself. I believe in myself. I have the utmost confidence in myself. I know the work that I put in and day out. So at the end of the day, I do believe in myself. And to answer your question, I'm extremely confident right now. And I'm going to continue to roll that momentum for the rest of the season. And me and Zay, at the end of the game, we was just trying to tell each other, like, we got to continue to lead. Like, we're this close. We're this close. Like, we're gonna pull one out. We're going to have our breakthrough. And once we finally get our breakthrough, we're going to keep this thing rolling.
Davion, I think Jacoby and Carter are clearly struggling a little bit with pressure. And how much more of pressure does that put on you to be kind of the primary ball handler for almost the entire game?
I mean, at the end of the day, I still believe in those guys. Both of those guys are very good ball handlers, very good point guards. So I think sometimes when they're struggling, I do have to take over the role and have them, you know what I'm saying, do other things. At the end of the day, they are good basketball players, so they can do other things outside of just handling the ball or dishing out. Like Carter can see the floor well. Jacoby is very strong. He's a great defender. He can do other things other than just handle the ball. So at the end of the day, I do still believe in those guys.
Thanks, Davion.
Thank you.